This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, March the 5th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Surface map features a large high-pressure system over the southeastern U.S., and that seems to be the feature that will be the predominant thing in our weather pattern, at least through the middle of the upcoming week. In the upper atmosphere, we're seeing a bit of a trough coming out of the Great Lakes across the north-central part of the United States, and that will actually bring a weak front across the area. However, the atmosphere is very dry, so we don't expect to see more than just some passing clouds. Temperatures this morning across central and north Alabama were generally in the 30s, a little bit nippier when you get up into the northeast part of Alabama, and our sky watcher at Black Creek reporting a low of 28 degrees with heavy frost. Watch warning map looks pretty busy, but actually these are not many significant warnings and watches going on. The greens that you see in the Mississippi River Valley tend to be flash flood outlooks, and that's for rain coming later this coming week for them. And then the pink in the middle of the country is high fire danger. And then we get out to the west and we see those browns. Those are wind advisories. QPF-wise, we are looking at very little rain, if any, through, it looks like, about Thursday. Now, interesting, the models keep pushing back on this system, so perhaps we'll have to adjust the timing. But right now it looks like all the way through Wednesday will be dry. But notice that heavy rain area from Louisiana, eastern Texas, up into Arkansas. We're looking at on the order of 4 to nearly 7 inches of rain over the next 5 days. This ends Thursday morning, and we'll explain how that pattern is setting up. Storm Prediction Center has only a small marginal outlook for severe storms over in Northern California, with an area of thunderstorms in the central U.S. The area in the central U.S. expands, and we see a marginal risk for day 2 in the Texas Panhandle, extreme western Oklahoma, and parts of western Kansas. And then for day 3, we do have a slight risk extending all the way from southern Texas up across parts of Oklahoma, especially the western half of Oklahoma, and into central and northern Kansas, and into a little bit of Nebraska. Day 4, we actually have a risk for basically the eastern part of Texas and parts of Louisiana and southwestern Arkansas. And it even goes out to day 5, where it's over the extreme southern part of Louisiana and a little piece of the southeast Texas coast. All right, let's get to the models and explain why that's likely to happen. Here's a look at the upper air pattern for today, and we see that trough coming across the Ohio River Valley. And while it's a trough, we don't expect it to produce any precipitation. We may see some passing clouds in the high variety, or perhaps even some middle clouds. I noticed we had some middle clouds across Alabama this morning. But as you can see from precipitable water values, the atmosphere is very, very dry. Those values at best maybe around 9/10 of an inch over Tennessee in that purplish area. So the bottom line is it's going to stay dry. The main feature in our weather at the surface Sunday will be a high-pressure system located centered over basically the eastern part of the Ohio River Valley, extending all the way down into the northern Gulf of Mexico. That surface high remains with us on Monday as we see it move out to the North Carolina, South Carolina area. And even on Tuesday, it is still the main feature, keeping its influence felt all the way over to the Mississippi River. But as you can see, the moisture is picking up nicely, and that's why they're forecasting so much precipitation in Louisiana, Arkansas, and East Texas. By the time we do get to Tuesday, we see that a deep, deep trough digging all the way down into northern Mexico is basically helping to pump up a ridge over the eastern half of the country. So we're under a nice warm southwesterly flow with lots of moisture coming our way. That pattern remains with us on Wednesday, and the models over the last couple of days have continued to push off or push back on the approach of that deep trough off to our west. So you can see that even on Wednesday right now, yeah, maybe there's a very slight chance we might see some showers, but I think most of us remain dry, with the main chances for rain well to our west. That deep trough is having trouble coming out as it comes across northern Mexico, and you can see the large ridge anchored over South Florida that's pumping up to the east coast, and that's certainly keeping the southeast warm and moist. And it looks like Thursday we'll see the showers come a little closer, with low pressure coming up through the southeast Texas coast out of the Gulf of Mexico. That closed low really takes on some character on Friday, as you can see it over central Texas. But notice the large spoke, the trough that extends down into actually the southwestern Gulf, the Bay of Campeche. And that, along with the surface low coming out of Texas, will push a front into our area, and that could produce a bit of a stormy Friday and Saturday. By Saturday, you can see that piece of energy, that short wave, is coming out from that closed low over the Texas-Oklahoma Panhandle area. It's coming out across the southeastern U.S., and that should give us a very wet and stormy Saturday with this kind of solution. And even the Cape values are fairly significant for Saturday, indicating the potential for at least some thunderstorms that could be strong. As far as severe, we're a little too early to be talking about that just yet, but certainly something to keep our eye on. Going out into voodoo country, one system moves on and another one comes in right away. On Monday, we see another closed low over eastern Kansas, and the parade of these things continues. That one moves out to the Atlantic, and we see another closed low, not quite as strong, coming across on Friday, the 18th of March. And then on Sunday, the 20th of March, we see yet another one. So it looks like it's going to be a continual parade of these things out into voodoo country. But after all, it is March. Well, I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I want to thank the group over at Wilsonville Elementary for having me out for a reading session on Thursday. Had a great time with the kids out there, and I'll be filling in for Megan this evening on ABC 3340 at 6 and 10 o'clock. Have a great day, and Godspeed.